Hey guys, I'm Heather, and today we're going to talk about how to match your Christmas tree with your home. With your home, not my home, with your home. So it's important to do what you love. And so I grew up in a traditional home. My mom, my Christmas tree in general was typically had all the family ornaments. We used to use that silver tinsel garland. We had different color lights. That was our aesthetic. It was pretty, but it was traditional. So as I got older, I had my own home, and I'll show you one of my first Christmas trees up here. So as I did, as you can see in that tree, I had different color lights. I had the ribbon going around. It was pretty, but it didn't match my house. It didn't really match my decor. It just was following basically what we had done as kids. So as I got older, I learned more about decor. I learned more about different types of decor and how to fit items in that style. And then I took that and brought it into my holiday decor. So I love to decorate for holidays. I do it for all of them, some more than others. But Christmas is a good example of really matching my decor to my home. And especially my tree, because your tree is like the focal point of your house. You want it to match your home as well. So we're going to go through a different type of decor themes, if you will, styles that we can show. I'll show you examples of items of trees that where they would fit that style, that theme, if you will. And I'll also show you near the end about how to do different colors and how to match even in that aesthetic, because it's not about even always your style, but or your theme, but also even just picking a color and matching it. Okay, so we're going to start with Farmhouse. Farmhouse is how my home is decorated. Primarily like the living areas, the living room, the dining room is all, the like open area is all Farmhouse. I call it Farmhouse Industrial, which means we have a lot of wood, we have burlap, we have metal. At Christmas time, I include the buffalo plaid, which I'll show you an example of that here. And then I include a lot of, throughout the year, I include lace. At Christmas time, I like to include blankets and sweaters, and that sort of comfy, cozy, vintage, antique, if you will, style. So our Christmas tree, I'm going to show you an example right here. Now, I grew up with our Christmas tree having all the family ornaments on it. It was one of my favorite memories about Christmas, about being able to look at the ornaments and remember when they had occurred or when we got them or who made them. So as an adult, I wanted to include that. Now, I'm married. We've been married for 12 years. We don't have any children, but we have a dog who we adore. And I wanted to include that. So every year, my husband and I buy an ornament and add it to our tree. Well, you need to have a tree to put all these old ornaments on it, but I still wanted my tree to match my style. So our main Christmas tree, the picture I showed you, has all of our family ornaments on it. But then you'll see included, I have two different types of ribbon interwoven throughout the tree. One is burlap because it matches that farmhouse aesthetic, and then one is silver with like glitter border that adds more of the like metal, if you will, but like a glamour style to it, because I do like a little glam. So, and then my mom was kind enough to make me a giant bow for the top of the tree. Now along the bottom of the tree, our tree skirt is actually sweater material. It buttons, like the buttons are large so you can see them. But anyways, it all comes into that comfy, cozy farmhouse aesthetic. It's a good example of taking what you grew up with the family ornaments, because I feel like everybody had that tree that had family ornaments on it, and turned it into something that still matches my home. The rest of my Christmas decor, if you'll watch my other videos as they come out, will show that every room in the house has a theme, has a decor style, and I do my best to stick with that theme. So for example, in the kitchen, I have a giant Christmas tree and it's all gingerbread. So we incorporate some pink because I like pink, and my kitchen accessories, some of them are pink. But then we incorporate the gingerbread style because the kitchen is where you make gingerbread. I mean, it makes sense in my brain. So then you add in the gingerbread aesthetic, and it adds the Christmas in. And then in my office, which is where we are now, my office is done in like pink and white, and the Christmas decorations, which we'll talk about a little later in here, are also done in like the pink. And I'll show you some examples of that. Okay, so back to Farmhouse. So Farmhouse is all about comfy, cozy. It's burlap, it's lace, it's cotton, it's wood, metal. It's that just juxtaposition of that like metal and the wood and the comfy, cozy, vintage. Bring it all together. That's where your Christmas tree should fall, somewhere in there. So just like I showed you, and this isn't just the tree. I wanted to focus on the tree because I feel like everybody who celebrates Christmas has a tree. And so in my mind, the tree is like the focal point of the room. So if you can get your tree to fit, then it's easier to bring in the other decor that also matches your home as well. And by matching the Christmas with the home decor, it really just elevates everything and kind of brings it all together. Okay, so another theme would be traditional. Traditional is like what I feel like everybody grew up with, or I mean, hopefully it wasn't just me, but it's that red and green. It's a lot of Santa, reindeers. It's a lot of that. And not to say you can't include those items in the other themes. You 100% can. In fact, later on, you'll see an example of that. But I think traditional, I think red and green. My mom is a good example of traditional. She has a lot of red and green. In fact, but mom is more that traditional. She loves plaid and red and green. That's where her wheelhouse is. That's what she enjoys. So I'm going to include a few pictures for you just so you can see what her trees look like in previous years. And that's more the traditional aesthetic. And then next I will include mid-century. Mid-century is a lot of like clean lines, bright colors, a lot of that 50s, 60s retro mod look. When you think of like what they wore in the 50s and 60s, that's a good example of where your decor should fit. So I have some examples for you. I have this where it fits that aesthetic. It fits the like mid-century, the bright colors, but like more the simplistic side where it's bright, but you only need a few. You include a few neutrals, silver, white, a lot of white in there. Just bring it all together. It'd be beautiful. The other, one of the last examples, at least in the themes I'm going to do, is a rustic boho. Rustic boho is very minimal, very nature-oriented, simplistic, about bringing nature in. So I'm going to show you a couple Christmas trees I found that fit that style, where you'll see right here. And you'll see both of those are like minimal, very nature oriented. That's what boho is all about. And rustic boho, I feel like, really leans more towards the nature. Even a little bit of the juxtaposition where you can use, actually, I have an example. So like this is a bell that looks rusted, and you could use this as an ornament. You could use this in your garland as decor, but it's another example of like boho where, because it fits the browns and the neutrals, but it's still that like vintage. Because a lot of the themes, you can't get too stuck on them because they really overlap sometimes. So for example, something like this, the bell, for example, you'd use it in boho, you could use it in traditional, you could use it in farmhouse, any of those, it would fit really well because it has that anything vintage, like anything, I don't know if I would necessarily use this for mid-century, because I think, when I think of mid-century, I really think of the bright colors, and like this to me doesn't scream bright colors. But anyways, so then another example out of the themes that you could also do is just pick a color in your home. Let's say your couch is navy blue and you really want to incorporate that. You could just pick two colors, navy and white, navy and silver, navy and gold, navy and red, navy and green. Any of those would be beautiful. Navy and purple. Navy goes with a lot of things. It would be beautiful. You put your Christmas decorations just in that color palette and you're golden. It'll automatically come together. And it'll look beautiful and it'll really incorporate your home decor. So for example, I know I kept a lot on Farmhouse, but like my couch is gray and the coffee table is like wood. So our Christmas decorations are in gray, white, wood, or brown. I like this, it all kind of comes together. It's those colors almost that bring it together. Another example of that is my office. My office is done in pink and white. My Christmas tree, I'm going to show you, actually I have two smaller Christmas trees in my office. I'll show you those pictures here. And those are going to show you, like, it's traditional green Christmas tree. I incorporated pink ornaments. Everything in my office is a little more feminine, a little girly, some glitter, some fur, shine, anything like that, because that's who I am. Ultimately, I like my pink, I like my girliness, and that's what I wanted. The tree skirts are sequins. I have pink deer in here. I have a pink nutcracker. There's all these different items that you can incorporate to fit your color. And it honestly, nowadays, I don't know if I can think of a color that doesn't exist out there in the Christmas world. Some may be harder to find, but I pretty much guarantee you that in the decor, holiday decor, you can find the color you're looking for. And then when you can't find the color, you get touches of that color, but then you add in the neutrals. The neutrals are going to be your saving grace when it all comes down to it. So anyways, I have two more tips I want to give you, and then we'll close it out. But like, one more tip I want to give you is what really brings the room to an elevated level in all things, not just in Christmas, but especially in Christmas, is to include different textures. So I have some examples for you. So in my office, I have this matte pink Christmas ornament. I have a glitter pink Christmas ornament. And then I have this textured pink ornament, because everything's pink, where these all add different texture, different interest to the room, to the Christmas tree. It all adds something. And that's what's important when you're decorating, is to really include different textures. So then I have another example for you. I have this white Christmas tree. Let me set these bulbs down. I have these white Christmas tree where it's furry. Now this is something you could 100%, I think, include in Farmhouse. It'd be up to you. But I would really put it in my office because it reminds me, It makes me feel like it's feminine, it's soft. It's really exactly what I want in my office. Like something to add interest, texture. Above me, I have some pink. I have pink. I got these on Etsy, I think. Yeah, Ashley Ray Designs. There you go. But I got these on Etsy. It's pink, fuzzy, and then there's a little tiny star at the top, the wood in there. Another example of like bringing in a different texture. This may be, the star may be a small wooden texture, but it adds something a little different. And then it's pink, and it adds, you know, the interest to the room. But anyway, so it's important. Okay, and then my last tip before we sign off is I wanted to tell you, above all else, do what you love. Get what you love. Because honestly, if you're buying items that you love, then it'll come together because it's still you. And the reality is that you're the one that looks at your Christmas tree. You're the one that has to stare at it every day. And you're the one that has to enjoy it. So if you get what you love, that's what's most important. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Please watch my other Christmas videos as they come out. You're going to see a lot more of my home, probably video of my dog, and of my different decor. If you have any questions for me about any of the items you've seen, or just about how to incorporate your style, let me know down below. I'm happy to help in any way possible. And then comment down below, what is your style? What is your decorating style? Do you have no idea? Are you boho? Are you farmhouse? Are you still confused? Do you just like certain colors? Let us know down below. Like I said again, if you need any tips or advice, or locations even to find stuff for Christmas, let me know. I'm always happy to help, especially when it comes to shopping. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.